Hey guys, what's up? I decided to do a new series where once every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how much people really like this, I'm actually going to do a video where I recommend 5 anime that I feel are underrated. The reason I'm doing this is because I feel like most people nowadays kind of focus on the anime that's going to come out rather than the anime have you know coming past. And I have been going back and watching older anime, and there's even animes that are based on certain things that people just kind of tend to just, oh well, I'm not interested in that kind of thing, and tend to ignore it altogether rather than giving it a chance. Also, I do want to say that the anime that I mention in this video, they aren't in any order. So, it's not like the number one is one that I recommend more, or the fifth one is the one I recommend more. Um, it's all just one big list, and you can put them in any order that you wanted. So with that said, I'll get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the One Piece movie 6, Baron O Matsuri and the Secret Island. And the reason why I picked this is because um, a lot of people just go, oh well, it's just a One Piece movie, but it was directed by Mamoru Hosoda, which a lot of you may know for his work as The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Summer Wars, The Boy and the Beast, and many other films. And he does great work. You can see his style in this movie, which is absolutely fantastic. You don't need to be a One Piece fan to watch this either, so that's a big plus as well. And One Piece fans, of course, can still enjoy it. And I think the story as well works um, so well with the actual One Piece characters, but you don't necessarily need to know a lot about them to enjoy this film. So you could be a newcomer and you could just really like the idea that really going on in the film, and I really enjoy it, and I really like the dark atmosphere that you don't really get to see in many One Piece films. Comic Party Season 1, and the reason why I recommend Season 1 and not Comic Party Revelation is because Comic Party Revelation is just awful. Comic Party on its own is a really nice short 12 or 13 episode series about a guy who's making his own fan comic. It's not like Bakuman or Nozaki-kun where they're professionals. This is one that's really based on actual like amateur, I suppose, but it's really more about the passion really of making your own comic, the process that you need to just do it on like a budget. And I really do like the simplicity of the animation. It's not great or anything, and even in the dub there's something about like some of the characters, it's really off-putting, but Liam O'Brien and his character is absolutely amazing. If you know the speech about the muffin, then you will know what I'm talking about. And I know that's really weird, but I even forget his character's name right now, and he's so amazing. And even like the very first scene you see him in the very first episode, he's standing on this park bench making it as if it's like this glorious moment. He's the most like bonkers character in the whole series, and he's absolutely amazing in it. And it really is a shame that we don't really see that much of him, I feel, in the series. I really would have liked to see more, but it works really well focusing on this other guy who's making his own comic. And I like those sort of stories, anime or manga or whatever, about someone making a film, comic, anime, whatever it is. It's really interesting the struggles some people can go through to get their work completed, and it makes you appreciate that kind of work all the more when you see what some of them have to go through. So the next one on the list is Gungrave, and I believe this is based off of a video game, though I think the video game came out first. I never played it or anything. I only found this out after I watched the series. But you can follow the series no problem without without playing the video game. This series is actually very interesting. This came out, I think, in 2001, possibly. Sorry, it was actually 2003. I just had to look it up there. Um, what's really interesting about this is that it feels like two series put together. The first half feels something more like Cowboy Bebop or Trigun esque, but without the sci fi, of course. It's a lot more down to earth. But then you have the other half, which it feels very much like something from Helsing, which is actually kind of interesting, to be honest. And I think it can put some people off if you kind of have like two different kinds of ideas mashed together in one series. But I felt like it did kind of work, and the characters were really interesting. The whole thing with Harry and Brandon, the two characters in this series, it is very interesting from where they start and where they finish, and I really love the ending of this series. And I think it is very well done. Yeah, there are some flaws I feel with this. Like there are a couple of things that do annoy me about one particular character, and pretty much how their reaction is to another character towards the end of the series. And I'm just like, really? That? You could have given us a little bit more there. But for what we got, I don't think it's that bad of a series. And I'm not saying people think it's bad. I just don't hear anyone really say, oh, hey, have you seen Gungrave? Next up, we have Attack on Titan Junior High. And this is one I feel like people just overlook it because they just go, oh, that's the chibi version or that's the childish version. And yeah, you're pretty much right, to be honest. And I have seen the first and second season before I watched this. I watched this way back in September or October of 2017. But it is pretty good. It's a good spoof, I feel, of the original series. It does have some good comedic moments, and I just really enjoyed it how the Titans aren't actually eating people but stealing people's lunches. There's also this weird scene, I think it's in the last episode, where you see where the Titans keep their food, and it's actually like the giant like walls and like replica of the village, and they just reenact a lot of the scenes from the first season, and they pretty much just put it in this but in comedic form. Like I can't even think of the name of them right now, but the hooks and that the systems that the scouts use and to basically like slay a titan, they're basically cleaning equipment in this series. Yeah, just stuff like that really. And the titans aren't like actual creatures, as well they are giant creatures, but they're more like a rival school in a way that bullies a smaller school, which is the best way I can put it. And it does have those like, kind of comedic moments in it. Um, you're not supposed to take it too seriously, of course. That's what the main series is for. Some people might be put off by it. I say give it a shot. It's enjoyable. It's only about 12 or 13 episodes long, so it's not as long as the first season where it's like 25 seasons. Um, but yeah, I'm not saying it's better than the main story of Attack on Titan, but it's a good side story in seeing like an alternate universe of the Attack on Titan series. And I think that is kind of cool to see. So 91 Days is the last anime that I'll talk about in this video. This is another about 12 or 13 episode long series. It came out a couple of years ago, I believe. 2016, 2016, I think. 91 Days is a series about a young man who, when he was a very young boy, his parents and his younger brother were killed in his family home, and he managed to escape these men who broke into the house and killed them. And eventually, years and years later, he got a letter giving him the identities of the men that killed his family. And they turn out to be this mafia family. And he goes after these very men that kill them. So what he does is he tries to gain their trust. He tries to gain ranks in the family. And it is really great to see this, because it does remind me in a way of Kogias or Death Note, where you have a character who's very smart, manipulating people, manipulating situations, taking very excuse me, taking very tough choices, especially in this. And what makes this, in my personal opinion, better than those series is that this doesn't rely on any sort of supernatural element. It doesn't have a Death Note. There isn't a Gios power. It's this man using his own decisions, really, like what he will do in this situation and how will he get by. And there are some really tough choices that he does have to make in this. And there's also a mob war going on in the city over territory as well. So there's a lot going on while he's trying to basically achieve his goal. And I think it's really enjoyable. The ending is something that I'm kind of iffy about, but I do kind of like it as well. Overall, I do really like this series. This is one that I do feel is underrated by a lot of people, because a lot of people I mentioned to, like, oh, I've never seen it at all. I do recommend checking it out if you haven't. And it is only 12 or 13 episodes long, and it is dubbed and subbed. So take your pick, and I do think the dub is amazing, to be honest with you. So those are the first 5 anime that I feel are underrated, and I do recommend people to check them out whenever they get the chance. If you want me to do more of these, if you hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. I'm more likely to do these more frequently, so maybe once every week or every 2 weeks. But if people don't have that much interest, I may just do them every 3 to 4 weeks, possibly gaining more popularity, and then eventually just not do it if people just aren't bothered watching them, because I'm not going to do something that people don't really enjoy. But I really do want to thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I do hope you guys look forward to the next one that's coming out, and subscribe to stay up to date with that, and check out more of my videos. And I hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye, and thank you very much.